Okay. And yeah, we are here. Hey guys. So I'm just going to wait for people to roll in and we're going to kick off the live. Hi. Okay, I see people coming in now. Hi Afro Atheist. Longest time. Okay, I'm just going to wait a little bit more. Hi Isigubu Sempi. Greetings, welcome. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I think we can start now. Let's not waste any more time. So, yeah, you guys saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Hi, I see more people coming in. Welcome. Thank you for joining the live. My name is Zulu Forward Drum. Hi, Zulu Forward Drum. Okay, so okay, you're African American. That's fine. That's okay. You can take up an African name. That's that's okay. Hi, Naftali. Thank you for joining. Okay, we have more people now, so we can start off the conversation. I don't know if you guys heard of this situation. First of all, like I don't know how many of us are aware of the finance bill situation that's going on in Kenya right now and how there is a protest because of this because what's his name, Ruto, is puppeting away over there and basically wants to kill the masses, our brothers and sisters in Kenya. And he's, just increasing the taxes left, right, center. Hi, Miss Cardio Queen. Welcome. And that's what's going on. So at some point during the protest 2 weeks ago, yeah, that's when this happened. This guy, his name is David Maina, and he's an inspector, right? So what happened was he wanted to throw a tear gas canister at peaceful protesters, and the entire thing basically backfired. Here's the guy here. And I came by this story first via this tweet because it got sent to me by a friend of mine in UK. He was the one who actually sent this over to me 2 weeks ago. And I looked at this situation. I was like, wow, this is very unfortunate. But at the same time, I was like, man, like side eyeing man, because what the hell were you doing? First things first, these people were peacefully protesting. And there you go, deciding to throw a tear gas canister at them. And now look what happened. You know, not many people are, feeling sorry for this guy for obvious reasons, right? Because um why did you want to do that? That's a wicked, very wicked thing to do, to want to throw. I mean, if the tear gas canister could do this much damage to him, imagine what it could have done to whoever would have been unfortunate enough to be at the receiving end of this tear gas canister if he had successfully launched it, like throw it at the protesters. And remember, they were peacefully protesting. And I really want to get on here and talk about this because, like, when I looked at this situation, I was just like, man, come on. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the um, tweets that responding tweets or comments. I don't know what they even call them on Twitter. People said. I'm going to show you some of the, yeah, some of the response tweets to this um, initial tweet I just put on the screen right now. But my thing is like, when you look at the situation of what's going on in Kenya. The Kenyan people are protesting against this bill that is, of course, going to affect this police officer, this inspector. What's his name again? Inspector David, right? What they are fighting for, he's going to benefit from it if they are successful in getting their points across, which they have been successful to a degree, right? The Kenyan government have decided to make some readjustment to the finance bill, but it's still not 100% favorable to the Kenyan people. So of course they are still protesting. But back to the point, whatever they are fighting for, he is going to benefit from it. But man would rather be on the side of the people who don't care about him, right? He's an everyday person, right? Regardless of the fact that this is a man in uniform or was a man in uniform. Hell, I don't even know if he will still be able to do his job, because we know how it can be sometimes when you unfortunately become disabled, right? He might not be able to keep his job. And of course, the government is not going to care, basically. Like, not to sugarcoat it, we know how things are on the continent. They are not going to care. I'm not sure of what kind of systemic um arrangements are out there in the Kenyan society for disability, and maybe some kind of payment, if he's going to get some kind of money from the government because he got injured while on the job. But if Kenya is anything like my country, Nigeria, this is not me laughing at the guy. I just want to be clear. This is me laughing at the unfortunate fact, which is, if Kenya is run like my country, Nigeria, he would not be getting a dime. Right, very high chance he would not get taken care of by the government now that he's lost his arm, and possibly his ability to really earn a good living for himself and for his family, which is like, for me, this, the kind of um you know people that you have up there. You know what the leaders are like, and not only are they making these laws and making these decisions that are going to bite you in the behind, and you're not going to benefit from that. It's going to make life basically hard for you. You decided to take their side and now go after the people who are actually on the streets fighting for your best interests. It was just very funny and at the same time unfortunate for me to watch. And I'm like, look at the instant karma this guy received. This is Sprite equals to spicy water asking no disability check. I don't know. I know we don't have disability check in Nigeria. Nobody gets paid here in the country. If you are disabled, nobody gets paid here as well. If you are unemployed, you guys, I hear of unemployment check that you guys enjoy over there in the US, and wherever else they get to enjoy these benefits in the Western world. But in Nigeria, there's nothing like that. There is no um there's no free money coming from anywhere. I mean, come on, 2020, when we had, the Rona issue, when it was really at its peak, and there was that lockdown situation. We're all locked down here and we're supposed to be home. The government was supposed to give us something, right? What was it called again? What did they call that program again? I've forgotten. But they embezzled everything. They took all the money for themselves. These people don't give us jack on this continent. We are basically okay. Maybe I should narrow it down to Nigeria, right? Because of course, we are not a monolith. Um, they don't give us nothing over here, and we are at this point used to fending for ourselves. Again, I want to apologize. Like, my camera is here, the screen is here, it's hard for me to, but please guys bear with me. So I'm not looking away from you people intentionally. I'm looking at the screen here. The setup, the laptop, the entire live arrangement is over here, but the camera is here. I've been trying to get it in front, but these techie things, they can get very palliative. That's the word. Yeah. Thank you, Charlie, palliative. So 2020, they were supposed to give us, pandemic palliative, some couple of money and some food stuff for us to, use their whole body, because everybody was home, nobody was working, nobody was earning. Hell, we could not even, it was difficult to even go buy things to eat because the market wasn't open, right? So these people were supposed to give us stuff so we could be, okay, while during the lockdown process, but they hoarded everything. We received nothing. If they can do that during that time, they are not going to be giving any police officer, if they get harm on the job, any money. Right. So that's why I said, if Kenya is anything like Nigeria, that man is not, most likely not going to be getting nothing from the government. But he would know this, definitely, the kind of people he has up there, right? But he decides to fight for these people instead. I mean, I get it. Like, as a police officer, man in uniform, you have a job to do, right? You have an obligation, you have responsibility. And um but then at the same time, I cannot help but wonder, when does your job and your responsibility and the things you have to do starts um becoming you fighting against your own interests, as we see now in the situation of this particular inspector guy from Kenya, right? Because here he is, of course, doing his job. That's him doing his job, not him throwing tear gas canister at the protesters. That's not his job, but him making sure that, of course, the protesters are um not maybe destroying property and things are going okay, everybody is safe. That's supposed to be his job. The police officer's job is supposed to be protect the country, security, and protect the masses, right? But here he is attacking the masses. What he did was a very wicked thing, and it backfired. So I sometimes find myself wondering, when these people take this what do you call these orders, and then you go out to start doing these things, like, in the moment, do they think about how these things are affecting them? And if they're even supposed to be doing these things, I wonder, right? And that's what I really want to talk about today. Like, I mean, obviously, on the continent, from what I'm gathering, this is not even an only Nigerian problem. At least right now, we know for a fact Kenya has this problem as well. And when it comes to the continent, of course, yes, we're not a monolith, but a lot of our experiences are very, very similar, like, very eerily similar. Um, we have a very our relationship with the police force is very similar to the relationship we have with our government, and it's a very, I don't know the right word to describe the kind of relationship we have with these people. It's very interesting, but not many of us like them. That's for sure. Not many of us like them, and we don't like how they operate, and we don't like how they use their power. And we see with this guy's situation how he used his power in a very negative way, I would say. While maybe he was ordered to do what he did, who knows, right? He's an inspector. He is of some level of rank. Maybe he ordered himself, who knows? But the point is, these people were peacefully protesting, and he decided to do this, knowing fully well that this is going to cause um, harm. But he decided to do it anyway. There's a certain degree of wickedness there that needs to be highlighted. And also, okay, let me get to some of the comments I saw on Twitter. I really, and these comments will really go to show you how tired I believe African people are of the police in general, and also how really people don't care, right? Because, like, you brought this on yourself. This comment is from a Nigerian, and this person said Kama didn't waste a second on him. How do we invite this version of Kama to Nigeria, please? Right? Now, this is what this person is saying. Because, of course, the Nigerian police are not any better than this guy. The things they do in this country, oh my goodness. And another comment, this person said, God decided to remove his hands from the protests. The lady at the bottom said, who sent you? Let's see if the person that sent you will send you now. This person said this in pidgin. Yeah, so I'm translating. Basically saying, right, like, who sent you? We know who sent him is the government. He was there, on the streets fighting the people who were fighting for him, on behalf of the governments that actually do not give a damn about him, right? So she is saying now that let's see if the people that sent you, which is the government, the people you choose, whose side you choose to take, will reason your matter now. Okay, that's pigeon. Would care about you, would care about you and the situation you find yourself now. You and your family basically send you and your papa. Let's see if they will care about you now, because you pick their side. This person too is a Nigerian. And this other comment says he's regretting his actions. Most definitely he is. See as he's this is pigeon. How do I even translate this? Mm. Moving on. Meanwhile, another man has started consoling his wife right at his presence. I don't know if this is really the wife or if this person is just like, um, I mean, who maybe he is, I don't know. And then he says, this is what men do to men. Again, me translating, which sometimes translating pidgin to English can be very confusing, and then you lose some of the context, but I'm doing the best I can here, right? And there was a video though, which I'm going to be sharing of him. He, of course, he made the news because of his position and the protest and everything that happened, and he had um a few things to say, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys as well. Without wasting any more time, I'm seeing that we have some Kenyans in the chat, and they're saying, yeah, like, he deserved it, serves him right, right? So, people who want to talk, and yeah, like, let's talk about this situation. Let's talk about how we as a people fight against our best interest, because this is something this man did, and is a very typical example of fighting against your best interest. Is a very typical example and a very recent example, one we can look at and say, oh, this is what we should not be doing. And something else I want us to talk about is how can we um like the lines, how can we I'm finding it hard, like, with the words here, my words, the right words to choose from. But back to this tweet, let me just run these things up before I move on. This person said, overzealous loyalists, the people that sent you. Oh no, overzealous loyalists to the people that sent you. I feel sorry for him though. And Abby says it's like police in all of Africa don't have much sense. The police officer's job is to ensure. The police officer's job is to ensure people can protest without harm, not harm them. Yes, this is what I was saying earlier. His job is to protect, and what else did they say? Police officer's job is to protect and serve, right? What he did here was not protecting. Let me get this off the screen. His job, police officer's job, protect and serve. What he did was neither protecting nor was he serving. You are supposed to be there serving the people, protecting them, their interests, all of that good stuff, and serving them. And he did none of that, which is crazy. And sometimes make me wonder if these people actually know what their job is supposed to be, because you see contradictions. Again, let me get this off the screen. What is on paper that they're supposed to be doing versus what they do in real life is very contradictory. Very, very contradictory. And it's as if these people, when they get up there, the power just goes into their heads. Plus, they give these people like pew pews, and then they have the uniform, which is symbolizes authority, and it just gets into their heads. And now they don't know how to think, they don't know how to act. They just be zagu 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 everywhere, acting a fool. And like common sense, like normal everyday common sense. And I find it hard wrapping my head around the situation, because there is no way this man did not know that this entire finance bill is something that is going to affect him negatively. It's going to make life difficult for him. But then he chose to go the other way and hurt the people who are actually on the streets fighting for his interests, which is something he's not doing. He's fighting against his interests. Not only are you fighting against your interest by going on the street with your uniform and your, arms and your canisters and who knows what else they were out there with, right? On that side, now you want to harm, like it's mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. um this is sad, but either ways he can't claim he has no hands in this. I can't with the jokes. um it's out of his hands now. Hands, plural. I'm not supposed to be laughing because of course, a sad situation. But at the same time, I'm not going to read the next one. Mm-mm. There's always a way to pay for your evil deeds. Direct or indirect, you surely pay. 100%. And he will live for the rest of his life regretting this one singular act right here. I'm sorry, but this is funny. And I have to laugh. Please, you people should not be angry. Karma is instant. Why throw it when the protest is peaceful? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Good riddance or so sorry. Police have to do their jobs though, but they just understand they have to understand that the protest is also for them. I guess they don't know this. And how don't they know this? I don't know. Because again, everyday common sense. We have brains. Can we use them, please? Wish him quick recovery so he can come through another one. This time around, what would he be losing? Of course, that is sarcastic. Back to sender don't need any more practical, or back to sender does not need to be any more practical. But you guys get the gist, right? I can tell he's regretting his actions now. He go don't cry tire. He must have cried a lot translating. So now I'm just going to be playing the video of him. Where is that video? This one, right? So you can hear from him. He had a few things to say, um, which I find interesting still. And this was him at the hospital. Check it out.
Rudy Maina, the police officer who tragically lost both his hands during the recent Occupy Parliament protests, has spoken hours after losing his hands to surgery, saying he has accepted his situation. The inspector spoke at Nairobi Hospital, where he is currently admitted. And as Chichi Josephine tells us, here is his story.
While still recuperating at Nairobi West Hospital, Chief Inspector David Karori grimly acknowledges the harsh reality of his brush with death and prepares to confront life's challenges head-on.
This is the reality, it's a fact, and so I'll adjust accordingly, and I know life will continue as before.
The inspector, also commander of the Rapid Deployment Unit in Embakasi, delivered his sobering message from his hospital bed.
I don't know what happened.
Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua visited him, emphasizing the gravity of the situation.
got it for the property. So we have put aside $1 million, which we hope others can add on for covering everything.
Despite his condition, Karuri emphasized the importance of protesters adhering strictly to police instructions during demonstrations, urging for calm amidst the chaos.
I would also like to say that even if we have things like protest because it's allowed in the Constitution, when people are told not to move in a certain direction because of reasons, let's adhere.
Dr. Alfred Motwa, during his hospital visit, expressed deep concern over the escalating disrespect toward law enforcement officers. He highlighted the paradox that demonstrators in moments of distress often turn to these very officers for assistance. Chichi, Josephine TV 47.
Yeah, so that's the clip. Like, even in that moment there at the hospital, he's still talking about, like, protesters should do this and protesters should do that. Almost as if man did not learn his lesson. That's what it sounds to me. Again, not saying that what he's going through is like, um it's something that one should be rejoicing over. But then again, he brought this on himself, right? Because what he wanted to do to people, that wasn't right either. And not to kick a man when he's down, but I mean, man, that's what you did. And it's just like, but then again, I wish him, like, for the sake of the people I'm actually worried for here, if I'm going to be honest, because I can't even say I feel bad for man. I'm going to keep it 100%. I don't feel sorry for him, because I have to, you wanted to hurt somebody else. That's what you wanted to do. So I can't feel sorry for someone who wanted to inflict pain on others, but then that pain backfired. I can't. But the people I'm worried for here is his family. That woman we saw there, I believe that's the wife, right? The one in white. He probably have kids. How many, we don't know. And this is really going to affect the family. This is an unfortunate incident, yes, an unfortunate occurrence. While some people believe he deserved it, but the family is going to get affected by this. Before he would recover, now he has to go find a job, the kind of job that he can do without needing his arms or something. Like, that would not be easy, I imagine. So the people I feel sorry for here is the family, basically. But I'm going to put the link in the chat now so you people can come in. 111 theory says the worst enemy of black people is other black people. For real. For real. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because, like, and then, the worst enemy of a black person sometimes can be himself. There's that as well. That man, he's his own enemy. We'll be on the continent. Sometimes our, brothers and sisters be talking about how, oh, it's the village people that is after you. It's somebody in your family member that is wishing you wrong. Like, sometimes you are your own enemy. Sometimes you are your own village people. You are your own person who is after your own success and well-being. Because nothing this man did that day was going to be of benefit to anybody, but of course going to be of benefit to the people whose bidding he chose to follow against his own interest, right? But nothing he did is going to benefit him. How much did they even pay police officers in Kenya? I don't know, but I know they don't pay the ones in Nigeria good money. They don't, except of course those ones that have climbed up the ladder and they're like the DPOs and stuff. They're the ones who get good money. Can imagine they don't pay the ones in Kenya, that great as well. Is Africa. But Like nothing this man did that day would help him in any way. But then that's what he chose to do. So yeah, the person that said it earlier, 11 111 theory said, um, the enemy of black people sometimes is other black people. The enemy of, a man or a woman sometimes is, said man and woman. You can't be your own enemy. This man was in fact his own enemy. The link is in the chat. If you want to come up and give your 2 points, if there is anything maybe that you know of that I didn't speak on that you want to add, please come up and share with us. I'm going to be here for an hour, so I want to give 30 minutes for other people to come up. I like doing these lives because it's an opportunity for me to speak with you guys and also hear you guys perspective as well, because sometimes I be on here just talking and talking and talking. um it's nice to hear other people talk as well. I don't want to be hearing myself talk all the time only, right? So if there's anything you want to add, okay, 111 theory is here. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Well, apparently this is no surprise. Everybody know the worst enemy of black people is other black people. So this is not my surprise. I knew it.
Mm,
So like
very
think
true.
about it. Who enabled people to do this shit to black people?
That's another rabbit hole. If we want to go down that path.
Like who gave a white man confidence to like do that shit? Uh mom, I'm just talking. I know what apparently my mom is just saying not make you videos on politics because um mom, I'm just raising awareness. Apparently my mom wants to know why am I telling everybody this. um नहीं मैं सही sorry. Okay, bye.
Yeah, she's gone. Yeah, mom did not really want her on here, which I can understand, of course. But she said her piece. Yeah, if she's okay, I hope so. I think she said that's her mom. So um Ladarian says, I didn't want to see this happen to this brother, but I don't want to see what Ruto is doing in Kenya. I love Kenya. I've been there twice. I wish Ruto operated like Traore operates. We all wish every leader on the continent operated like Traore does, but wishes are no horses, and here we are. Mm. I came by news this afternoon. Ruto sent some of their military guys over there to Haiti, and you know, while the according to the news I saw, I'm going to be looking more into this. I think I'm going to host a live on it actually. Why the people of Haiti, the everyday people of Haiti are okay with the police coming in and trying to keep the peace and all. Um, According to the news I saw, some gangs are not okay with the idea and they are threatening to fight back and calling the Kenyan military invaders basically. That was you know me, I'm going to say it, I'm not okay with the Kenyan police being in Haiti. Because for one, hell, the reason why they're even there it is because Ruto is puppeting and letting them people, tell him what to do and where to send his military personnel, right? And the way I see it, it's like some let's use black people against black people kind of situation, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to touch much on that right now. Let's just stick to the topic. I'll look more into that situation. I think I'm going to host a live on it sometime this weekend or next week. It's just like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Hi, Wardrum, are you there?
Hello. Yeah, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
was just gonna say, it's when you like in America, you see a lot of, black cops. It's just like the guy in Memphis, Tennessee, that got beat to death by a bunch of black cops. When they get in a proximity to power, they completely turn their back on the rest of us. You know what I mean? It's like
mm,
when once they get around government and they start rubbing shoulders with certain people, they forget who they are, and they'll do anything. They forget that they come from us. I mean, no matter where they are in the world, they could be in Europe, America, Africa, even. That's all I was going to say. It's just that a lot of people seem to forget that these people, once they wear the badge, they're not with us anymore. They've never turned around to help. They don't come around like the cops you see in the movies where the cop's the good guy and stuff. You don't see that. That's not how it happens.
mm. Yeah, and this seems to be a pattern that we see happening everywhere. And I wonder what it is. Like, what is, excuse me, what is the reason why they just so easily forget? Like, why is it that the power just gets into their head so easily, and then they forget where they are from and where they are supposed to be on.
Yeah, it baffles me too. I don't know. It's like they think they're gonna make it to the next level or something. Maybe I'm not sure. It's like they just totally forget. Back in the '80s, back when I was a kid, and the Klan used to have rallies and stuff. Still, they would march and do all of that, and that was when I first noticed that they would have black cops protecting the Klan in America. And from that moment on, I never wanted to be a cop again because they just use you, and you wind up doing bad things to your own people. It's it's just not a good look. It's not a good place to be.
How did I lose my camera?
I can hear you.
You
I don't
can
know.
hear me. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened. Oh my good. Yeah, so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? I mean, I can say it again if you missed it.
Yeah, I think I heard you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like I say, it's just I don't know. I can't explain it. It's weird. A lot of our people just go in the opposite direction. They run away from who they are and what they are. Maybe it's self hate. That's what I like to attribute it to, but I haven't done a study on it, so I don't know.
Like, I can understand the ones that, not saying I agree with these ones, but the ones that actually get some monetary compensation, like a
Hmm.
good money out of the nasty behavior. um to some degree I can understand, at least they are getting good money out of it. But people like this guy that they don't get anything juicy.
Yeah, maybe he thought he was going to, gain a little political power, become like a mayor or something. I don't know if they have mayors in Kenya.
he,
You
he,
know,
he definitely cannot.
okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that's maybe that's what he thought. That's what people would do here in America. But I'm like I say, I'm not aware of how political systems work in all the countries. So,
Mm, okay, thank you very
all right.
much, brother. Do you have more you want to add, or that's it?
Oh no, that's all. I was just going to say a little part. I don't. I want to look at it more too, like you say on the next live that you have. I think it's a lot of things is intertwined. We're just looking at the surface of what's really happening. It's something more
Mm,
going on.
okay.
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you. Bye.
All right, bye.
I really love his display picture. I tell him every time. I've seen it twice or three times now, if I'm not mistaken. I love it. Let's add. Oh, one man theory is back. One man theory. Are you sure you can come up again? Will your mom be okay with you? But let's have African die first. Hi.
Hi, can you listen to me?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's up?
Okay, I'm Dennis from I'm from Kenya. The
Oh,
last 2 weeks have been crazy.
it has for real. We've been seeing it online.
Yeah, it started with the finance bill which was proposed in the parliament. The finance bill was supposed to add a lot of taxations.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first taxation was on sanitary pads, on car
Mm-hmm.
imports, not car imports. It's actually the tax on the value of the car every year, 2.5%, and many other taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
it started on social media. Then, economic advisor to the president tweeted that you are basically digital workers, and everything blew up.
Mm.
So we went to the streets here until there was a time we went to parliament, and later guns were hired to interrupt the peaceful protest. But what we are proud of is that the finance bill was rejected by the president, and he has promised to cut on expenditure. And even today, the president was on a Twitter space where he was interrogated properly.
Mm. So I
Yeah,
heard he has already caught on some. Like, has that been made official or it just still in the conversations?
yeah. Some have been made official. Today, 1 p.m., he released a press statement disbanding 42 parastatals of the government.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what's the protest really looking like right now on ground? Is it still like heated up as it was 2 weeks ago?
no, things have started cooling down at the
Okay.
moment, but the election, the 2027 election will be a very tough one because the Gen Z have changed the political landscape in Kenya.
Come again?
Things will be heated in the elections of 2027 because Gen Z have changed the political landscape in the country. People are
I
saying now they will not vote for leaders who have history of corruption. Like for
mm,
example, our current president he has had a lot of scandals, so
so
it
I
might
take
be a
it
one-time president.
so I take it by 2027, people would not be willing to vote for him again.
It will be very difficult.
Hmm. Do you
Yeah,
guys experience rigging during elections?
it's very hard because the process in Kenya is very complicated and goes by the book. Because before you are sworn in, you have to go to the Supreme Court,
Mm,
and everything is digitalized, so it can be easily to be traced.
okay.
There are some occasions, but it's very hard.
So it's rare because of the system you guys have, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's rare, but not impossible.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in Nigeria, and I know I can't vote, but I don't want to vote for Ruto come in the next elections. The funny part was the earlier stage when he came into power. I actually thought the guy would, he looked promising at the time. Some videos were
At first,
going
they,
around of him saying very nice, beautiful things, and then all of a sudden, like that, he switched up on us. I'm like, what happened? It's crazy.
Ruto, he was puppet from the first time. He just lied to everyone.
So was he pretending then? Because like there were some videos going around with him saying very nice things. What was that
He has
about?
he has lied a lot, even in Kenya, about the promises he made. He made a lot of promises, but none of which he has accomplished.
Right.
He just grabs the moment people are complaining about the economy and used it to get to office.
Mm.
At first, he was the deputy president, but during his campaign, he said he was not involved in the day-to-day running of the government and used that to get elected. Anyway, do you have another question? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you listen to me?
Hi guys, can you hear me? I'm really having experiencing difficulty right now. I'm not sure what's happening again. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, I'm back. Phew! Wahala deo. And now I missed, the rest of what our brother was saying earlier. Okay. 113 is back.
Hey, what's up?
Let's see if to her right now again. Hi.
Hey. Apparently, my mom doesn't want me to talk about politics because it's like a very touchy subject, you know. So I protected my
Okay.
anonymity online because A, I'm
Mm.
not black, so people will see me as a whistleblower. They'll see me as a snitch, snitching on my own kind. And this is a global conspiracy like the war in Sudan, Kenya. What do they all have in what do they all have in common? Like what do they all have in common? Like outside forces are
First,
causing wars.
where are you from, please?
I'm from USA,
Like, what's your ethnicity?
Indian.
Okay.
So apparently, the U.S. does influence world politics.
Right. Are you sure? Maybe are you sure you don't want to respect your mom's opinion and just
Okay,
leave?
okay. It's a YouTuber. Yeah, a YouTuber, a political commentator. No, no, you can't do that. Okay, fine. You don't need to do that. Okay, I wouldn't. Okay, bye.
That was I mean, she so desperately wanted to talk, but her mom doesn't want that. So I'm just going to add up Coco Rose.
Miss
Hello?
Evie, Miss Evie,
Hi.
how are you doing,
Oh
my
my
sister?
goodness. I did not
Girl, you
I
know
did not
me.
realize how much. Yes, I do. I didn't realize how much I miss hearing your voice until I heard that Miss Evie.
I'm the crazy
My Miss
girl who
Kokoro's
stays on
impression.
the next.
My Kokoro's
Listen,
impression is I need to learn how to sound like you. Miss Evie. I like it.
girl, the way I love your name, I sing your name, Miss Evie. How are you
How are
doing? You
you?
look gorgeous as usual.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Even though when I was coming up here, I
Evie,
thought I was
you
looking
know I'm
crazy.
Kenyan, right? I'm
I
Kenyan, but I live in England.
I didn't.
No, I
I
am.
did
I'm
not.
Kenyan, but I live in England. I'm from the Kikuyu and the Maasai tribe.
Oh, I have a friend that is from Kikuyu. I visited him when I
Yeah.
was okay. Yeah, I
So
visited him
you
when I
know
was in
we're
Thailand.
very
That's when I met
passionate
him. But
and you know us during the Mau Mau wars. So when Ruto came at the beginning and I
mm,
was speaking to my mom back home and my sister back home, and when Ruto came at the beginning, you know, he was coming to the Maasais. He was, we were saying he's like our old ancestor, the things that he was saying bamboozles us completely. Evie, remember
me
before we had
too.
a
Me
discussion
too.
and I told you there's something that happens when our presidents become presidents and
They go to the
automatically they
US.
fly to the Western world. They
Yeah,
take
you
their
said
little
it.
tour. I don't know whether
Mm,
they juju them or I don't know what happens. I don't know whether they get them into complicated situations where they have
mm,
pictures or videos of them. So now they have to be doing what they're told or whatever. But something happens because
mm.
look at Burkina Faso and Mali. Those guys, when they took over, they didn't do the European tour. They stayed
No, they
to,
didn't.
to sort out that stuff. And they have stayed on course. But
Yeah.
every single president who makes it and then travels to the Western world, they never come back the same. I don't know what, like, the water over here is horrible. Like, so I don't know whether they dip them in some of this weird ass water that's over here or something. Like,
Mm. And you did call it. You did.
I be calling it, like, as soon as I saw him, that plane spends more time in the sky and more time in the Western world than it does in Kenya. Who the hell is paying for that fuel while you're telling us we ain't got money?
We are. We are the ones.
Exactly.
The same thing with our president too. They're
When I
always there.
saw your video,
They live
EVA,
outside.
when I saw
Our
your
president
video
live
with the other
outside.
lady of Ruto
Mm.
sitting at the president's desk, and the lady was saying Ruto looks like a child who was taken on a tour. Evia, I laughed so hard I fell out of bed because that's exactly what it looks like. Everywhere I see him, he's just grinning teeth.
And he has some big teeth too. Like,
Yes, he does. We do have big teeth. Like he's from my tribe. Our
me
front
too.
teeth are big ass teeth.
Me too. I have big teeth. Should I?
Do you get what I mean? And then on top of that, it was the same thing with Obama. Every time somebody asked him a complicated question, he was like, hope, hope and change,
Hmm.
and smiled and kept it moving. Like Obama never laid down any promises, he just said hope. Hope for what?
And I guess
You
we're
see,
still
with me,
hoping
I
because
argued with black
still
people because
nothing.
I never trusted Obama, and black people were really against me around that time. They was like, "You're against authority and all of this. You can't even be happy for a black man." I was like, if y'all don't see that he's not for us.
Yeah.
This man is not, this system is not for us. So even if they put a black man or a black woman in a pretty suit and some pearls and they present them to you, the system is not for you.
Yeah.
So this person is not for you.
And I said it to this, something I've said a couple of times on my TikTok. And there's a video I filmed, like I'm yet to edit, my goodness, and post that video. I said the same thing. Like, we're using a system, even on the continent, that
Yeah.
isn't for us. So the system cannot work for us. And that's one very big mistake we made when we took over power from the colonizers. And I'm putting this in quotes because did we really take over at
No,
the end
we
of
did not take power. What happened is they
the
was
day?
like, listen, we're gonna rule from over there and you're gonna send us your stuff, but we're gonna
Mhm.
allow you to be prefect.
Yeah.
You get to choose a prefect, like somebody to manage you. Like you get to
Mm.
pick your own prison warden, but the money still goes back to the state. The only way to deal with this system, the only way we're gonna move. Listen,
Bring it
EVA,
down.
you know
Have to
me.
break it down.
I don't hide things. I speak very frankly about how I feel. Separation is our only way. EVA, every single step of the way that I have studied, I have seen that we have gone against our ancestors, we have gone against our source. When these
Mm.
people landed in our lands, disease caught them. We should have stood aside and allowed nature to take its course, but we did not because we're saviors. First of all, we went and found things in caves. We should have left it there, but no. We decided, we will teach them how to use oils, how to wash, how to bathe. And better yet, we're going to roll around and sleep with them. Okay? First mistake. Second mistake, we left them alone. The Black Death was taking them and things like that. Save them
Black Plague.
again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why we do that? And then the third time, these times we trained them so good that they learned to come back and attack us. And what happened? As soon as they landed, our land gave them that work. From the animals to the diseases, gave them that work. So what did we do? We went and saved their ass.
Mm.
We need to stop doing this. It's like we don't learn. Like, this is my people. The only weird thing about I love my black people, but the only thing that trips me out about us is every day we wake up surprised at the same thing that happened yesterday. I'm like, your memory is being erased while you sleep. Because what is going on here? What kind of juju is this? They slapped us in the face yesterday, and then today we woke up and we were surprised that they slapped us again. How? Because my surprise is your surprise. Why are you surprised? This person kicks our ass every day. And then y'all gonna be like, they're friends. We tried to sing them to peace. We tried to pray them to peace. We tried to feed them to peace. We've
Love
poured.
them to peace. Don't forget the love.
Yeah, we've poured and poured. And it's not just one, it's all of them. They sit down and they cancel against us. Because there is nowhere, even in our own homeland, where we have peace. You remember that video I sent you? You saw what that was. We were on a stick barbecuing.
Yeah. It was
And
very
that
clear.
wasn't in 1990 something. That was in 2004. That video of Ling Ling barbecuing us. Did you see how many rows of us they were? And we're wondering where our people are going. While our skin is very, very expensive. People need to get the hell up, EVA. It makes me mad. Because our people, it's like they just they don't know what is happening. It is like they know what is happening, but they refuse to believe that this level of evil exists, because we don't think like that. We don't think others think like that. But we need to get up. Other people see us as food. We are on the menu.
See me quiet. I don't
Some
even know
of
what
y'all
to say.
are being fed each other. This is why in England I don't even eat meat anymore, because I feel like I'm eating my own people.
I want to ask, is that even legal? Of course, we know it's not legal, and a lot of illegal things happen. Like,
Oh my goodness. If you do not think that is legal, I'm about to send you the craziest video you've ever watched. In BBC News, they
what?
showed
It's
us
legal.
that they're growing human meat in labs, that they said it would be cheaper on the shelf in Tesco's and certain other shopping places. Well, I don't know who the hell buys meat in supermarkets, because you must be fucking insane. Sorry for swearing, but you must be crazy, because I've never bought my meat from supermarket. I always go market.
Wait, did you
But
say it was on
anyway,
the news?
in England, in Tesco, you can go buy human meat. It tells you meat by humans for humans. I will send you that video as soon as we get off of this. I will WhatsApp you that video, Ivia. They are showing you step by step how and they're saying that people are making donations.
Who's donating?
Hello.
Are they donating part of themselves, or they are donating other not so willing participants?
Listen, they didn't go deep into it, but I'm just saying a lot of people are going missing. Isn't it funny that every single year the same amount of people go missing in this place?
I'm having goosebumps. It's
If living here has creeped me the hell out. It's gotten to the point where in England I've become I'm a big spirit, but I've limited myself so much, because everywhere you turn here is like an ability to do evil. Like, people here don't seem to understand that just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I can kill, but I don't want to. I can steal, but I don't want to. Like, just because you have the opportunity to be doing things doesn't mean you should do it. It's like there's no moral compass in this place.
so you are saying they came on the news and they said people are donating human meat, and that
Like,
just
they
something like
said
it
that they're
was.
donating cells or parts of their flesh, and then this flesh is taken to a lab, and then it's grown, and then they show you some big slab of. When I sent you that video, Evie, I
How
was
do you
watching
grow
it,
flesh?
and
How
I
are you
felt.
growing flesh?
Thank you. How?
It's not a plant.
Hello. Evie, when you watch this video, I was feeling like, what am I looking at here? And he actually went to chefs, professional chefs, like top 5-star chef, to cook this human meat up for him, and they were both eating it. I was like, we have lost. Hey, but I'm telling you, this war for us, we have won it on a spiritual level. But on this earth here, for us, we need to separate from these people, because there is a price to be paid. All of these people who are thinking, oh, we're all going to transcend together. No, you think you could do all the things that these people have done, and we're just all going to, everything is wiped clean and we're all going to transcend together. No, 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 no. You've watched the Truman Show. Black people, we are the true man. Yeah? And everybody else is fooling us. They're playing parts. And we are being played. Except we get up every day and we don't believe it. We don't want to believe it, because most people, their egos play a part, because you don't want to believe you're a fool. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all this time. Do you get what I mean? We do this in a smaller level when we get cheated on and things like that. You don't want to believe that you've been punked. You don't want to believe that you've been frauded. So you tell yourself, no, it couldn't be me. Yes, it is you. It's us. Wake up. I'm on the menu. You're on the menu. The fact that Ling Ling is in Africa having secret restaurants that cook us for celebrities and these 5-star people. It's the same thing going on with Diddy. He's a trafficker. But who was he trafficking to then if nobody's involved? Nobody knew. It's the same thing when white people say, oh, we were poor. My family never owned slaves. So if none of you did it, then who did it? We're being played. Gaslighting us every step of the way. I know I sound angry and I don't mind having that angry black woman trope on me because I am angry. Like, why isn't everybody else pissed too? We should all be angry. I'm mad.
I don't have a problem with that angry black woman because, like, if you're a black
Yeah,
woman,
I don't have a problem with it too because I have a reason to be angry. You're hunting my children and you're killing my men.
Yeah, and if you're a black person and you are not angry, like, why are you not angry?
If you're not angry, then you're asleep. You're docile.
Yeah.
Because EVA, for a long time, even when I was in foster care coming up, they were trying to put me on medication. Always saying that, because I'm passionate. You know, when I speak strong. I've got a strong voice.
You do.
Like, I am passionate. Whatever I'm passionate about, I speak strongly about it. I'm not angry. Do you get what I mean? I'm just passionate about what I'm saying. I'm passionate about my people. But because I would question things and, they would try this ADHD, this whatever. I used to literally pick up their tablets and put them down the toilet. Until I started finding out that stuff goes right back into my tap.
So now where do you put it?
Listen, living over here is a trip. Like, I only drink bottled water, right? But I have to shower in it. And if you see what my skin does when I shower, I have to take very quick showers because my skin, it's almost like the water is burning me.
I hear they recycle water there, like, the toilet water and all the water. Like,
yeah,
recycle.
like all the tampons down the toilet, all the medication that people flush, all the drugs that people try and get rid of to hide from police or whatever. Like, that's what you're drinking when you drink tap water. Even boiling it doesn't help. And then on top of that, they take it, they put chlorine, they medicate the water with whatever the hell they're doing, they bleach it, and then it comes right back out your tap. That's what I'm doing. Just think on that. And I live in the hood, so our water is way worse than people like in the country and in, like more affluent areas. EVA, when I say these people, the reason our people refuse to believe is because deep down, EVA, I believe our people are good and pure. Because if you see our little villages and things like that, we don't need police. We deal with things in our own way and we don't really have violence. Like, in certain of our languages, we don't even have a word for the R word or for the K word. We don't, in my language, we didn't even have names for that kind of thing until the demons came. the reason we don't have that, our women walked around bare-breasted. Our men are not sexualizing them like this.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's a disease. And I think, you know, that in the what is called the Turtle Islands, now so-called USA, they had a word for the demon sickness. They called it wetico. They said regardless how much you give these demons, they want more and more and more. They don't understand about sharing. They think someone has to own things. They're about just snatching, grabbing, and claiming.
Yeah.
They cannot. They're not symbiotic. They even nature. EVA, you know, scientists did a test, and when the demons come, the trees secrete the same amount of anxiety as we do when they come around.
For real.
Yeah. And I was so fascinated by that. Even water changes its like energy when demons come around. Because usually they're coming around with loud boats, or if the when they come around the trees, it's usually with, they're trying to cut it down, or so it makes them nervous, just like we're nervous.
Mm.
Black people have gotten so used to anxiety that most of us don't even know we have it. We just automatically, you know, we shapeshift. You know, like when black people say, oh, like we have to code switch. Like,
Mm.
just imagine that you can't be yourself all the time. That is a level of madness. Literally, the only place you could be yourself is around you and your people and your family when you come home or whatever. But as when you're outside, you gotta code switch. You gotta make them feel comfortable. Like, I used to find that at work, I can't speak like this. I have to
Mm.
soften my voice. Otherwise, I'm being aggressive.
But your voice is already so soft. And you have a very nice voice, by the way.
Thank you, and so do you. But me,
Thank-
I was like, do you get what I mean? So I found it so hard at work. I had to make myself and I'm 4'7", so I'm a tiny person, but I have a big spirit. Do you get what I mean? But
Mm.
I found myself like just being so small because I wanted to be like, oh, you, because Becky, she doesn't just come at you straight out. She forms a story. By the time you clock what's going on, she's already fucked you up. Because that's happened to me several times. I'll just have a word with her, like with a lady, like, listen, you put your hands on me too many times because I don't like people touching me. And they have this thing about rubbing and touching or patting on the head. I don't like it. So I'm like, listen, I'm gonna need you to limit your touching, because like if it's unnecessary and it makes me uncomfortable. And she said to me, yeah, I felt you tense up. That's okay, I understand. And then the next couple of days she was crying at work. I thought she had some stuff going on at home. And then the managers called me in and said that I'm making the workplace uncomfortable for her. What? I had no
But
idea we had a problem.
but she said she felt you tensed up. So you are the
Yeah.
one obviously who is uncomfortable. How is she the one crying though?
No,
And
she
then
was
they
crying for a
flipped it.
few days, and I was like kind of avoiding her because at work I don't really get into people's business. Even at lunchtime, I don't do them after hours drinks and things like that. I don't, like, at lunchtime I just go away and I go get my lunch at the park or something, like, because I just don't like mixing up like that, like, because I see the dramas that go on and I don't want to get up in it.
Mm.
So they already had some kind of issue with that. But when I saw her crying the last couple of days, I'm like, me and her is not that close, so I'm not the person to be comforting her. Do you get what I mean? And
Yeah.
everybody else was handling it. But I didn't know she was crying about me. She was like, it's hard to work with her. She's cold. I was like, what? Girl, that's all they had to say to me. I worked till Friday and then I didn't go back. I already had 3 other jobs and I was looking for a new job on Monday. Like, what the hell?
That's
Because
crazy.
that's when you get to understand now, like, the kind of issues. Like, imagine if I was a man, because we had that discussion in private in a room. Imagine if I was a black man.
Mm.
She could have made it seem any kind, especially the tears she was crying the last couple of days. If she told somebody that I had tried to rape her, they will probably believe her.
True. That's how we get the Emmett Till situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we get it.
Listen, Evia, you see, with me, when I read stories from the 50s, the 40s, in England and America, in Italy, everywhere, and the only difference between then and now is the dress, the way we dress. But apart from that, the
Nothing's changed.
situations haven't changed.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps saying, like, oh, we've made progress. I need somebody to show me some receipts. Where's the progress? Because people are still ending up like strange fruit. People are
Mm-hmm.
still pew with their hands up or running away or trying to defend themselves. So, like, what has changed? People are still being starved. Slavery is still happening. Akbar is got our people as slaves right now. America has got our men and women as slaves right now. Like, I need receipts to the progress. Where's the progress? We've got a couple coons in suits who talk proper and sing songs of lies to us. Is that the progress?
Ruto. Ruto is supposed to be
Oh, I want to
progressive.
punch that man in the face because he lied to me. He got me.
Mm-mm. He got me too.
Because I'm not really into I don't like politicians. I don't trust these people at all. But when Ruto was talking, I was like, okay.
Yeah, earlier, like I said, some very
Yeah.
nice things were circulating with him
And
saying some
because
very
I was a
good
bit high off
things.
Burkina Faso and Mali, because them men are doing so superb. Them men
Yeah.
they show us that there is no excuse. Y'all
Mm.
are not failing because you're forced. You are failing because you want to. You are
Yeah,
trying to play the demon game. When these
exactly.
men are trying to not play at all, they're making up our own new rules.
Yeah. Ibrahim Traore, for example, is showing us that if you want to be in control and own your shit and
You
be
make
your
up your
own
own
boss, you
rules.
can.
The first
Yes,
thing to
you
do
can
is
do it.
scrap the old rules. Them, whatever the Westerners gave us, it was to serve them. Those, even
Mm.
if we try, it will never work because
No,
the plan is
because
not for us.
it was carefully tailored to benefit them. You inheriting such a system cannot benefit you because it's like when you go buy a piece of clothing in the market, it's the sizing, it's already been fixed. You can't make that dress suit you if it's not your size. If you are
Yeah.
bigger than it or smaller than it, it's not your
Then
size.
it is what it is. Dog nyamya sapa, because that's what it is. But we keep doing this. I almost feel we've been treated like children for so long that we act like children.
Hence why we got Ruto sitting on that chair smiling like he accomplished something, like
Yeah.
that was achievements. Like a child, like the sister said in the
Like,
video.
yeah, because even when you see them at the UN, when you see Africans go to the UN and things like that, they sit in the back, they keep quiet, they stay out the way, they don't
Yeah.
really. And then when they're speaking, no one important is in the room to listen. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Because they'll be speaking to an empty room and continue to talk.
Mm. And it's like none of them have shame either. It's
That's
crazy.
another thing, because I know you can't shame demons. I've long ago stopped even, because when it comes to demons, even if we have something on video and we're showing them the evidence, they'll be like, no, that's not how it went. Like, I think you're perceiving me the wrong way. No, we can all see what's happening.
Mm.
So you can't shame demons. I'm sure even people's Bibles have told them that. And even the Quran says you can't shame a jinn. So, okay, cool. But for our people, me, hey, if yeah, when I'm telling you shame has held me back from a lot of things in life, thank goodness. Because just the idea,
Mm.
of even my father or my mother, hey, or my nan, my shosho, hearing something, I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'm never too big to be beaten. My dad reminds me that all the time.
Did your parents ever tell you, because I hear this is something they say it in Nigeria, but I've heard that they say it in other African countries as well. I'm your mom. I gave you life and I can take it
And I
away.
could take it away. You know what my dad is a real funny guy. You know what he says to me? When I had you, I kept the receipt. So don't play with me. So I was like,
Oh my goodness.
so I stay behaving. My dad says I can see you even when I'm not with you. So imagine ever hearing that. My dad
Mm.
was the first big brother I ever knew. I was like, this guy can see me, like, because he would just know. Maybe I think I have a guilty face. But whenever I did something, he would just know. So it just made me just not do things. That's why I'm like, even if you see the opportunity to do something, don't do it. Because even, like, think our ancestors are watching.
Mm.
And then when you need, they can't even come to your rescue because you've tied their hands. This is why I believe in separation, EVA, because these people have a price to pay, right? You see all of these hurricanes, all of this weather and stuff like that. It's because we have forced the hand of the Most High, and we have forced the hands of our ancestors because we refuse to move away from them. If we move away from them, then it will do what it needs to do. But
Mm.
we remain with them. So now some of us are collateral damage. It's how it has to be because we refuse. We're not listening. We never listen. In thousands of years, the demons haven't changed. And in thousands of years, we stay like the weird ass girlfriend who thinks she can change her weird ass murderer boyfriend. I can save him. We're not saving anything. And meanwhile, we're dying, we're losing numbers, and we're learning bad behaviors.
Slowly, sometimes you see the way some of our people are starting to navigate. It's like some of us are slowly starting to warp and turn into these people.
To the demons, yeah. Like serial killers. I watch like most serial killers you will see. In Africa, where do you know serial killers?
I don't know any.
Exactly. Except in South Africa, because they got a lot of demons there. South Africa to me is like America. They are
It,
stuck with these demons for real.
yeah, and it's sad.
And it
Very,
is really
very
sad.
sad.
And they feel very entitled.
Very emboldened.
And you know what the weird thing is, Anita? In USA, I'm gonna continue to call it Turtle Island because it doesn't belong to them. You don't get to name something that doesn't belong to you.
I
Anyway,
agree.
in Turtle Island, they gave the island back to our brothers and sisters over there. But they just
Mm.
haven't told them. They've given the land back to them on paper, but they haven't told them. So most people don't even know. And
Are
then
you
they don't
serious?
even let the black people know that they are the true Indians.
Okay.
And that messes me, that like it messes me up. I don't just, I love my people wherever you are in the world. I love them, so I have my business in everybody, like my nose in everybody business. I research about America,
Me
Burkina
too.
Faso, everyone. I want to know how. My first thing in the morning, I check on my brothers and sisters. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Because to
Guilty of
me,
that as well.
I feel like my vibration is my people. When I see my people have a good time, it brings me joy. When I see them suffer, I cry with them. So yeah, I don't care who you are.
Mm.
Like the only people I don't deal with is demon sympathizers and coons, because you have signed over to the other side. I don't I can't with you.
Mm. You know, Miss Coco Rose, I want to give someone else an opportunity to speak. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm so
know if
sorry.
Joe is there.
But thank you so much, Evia. And yeah,
Thank you.
Ruto got
Thank
all
you
of
for
us,
coming up.
basically.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate having you. It was nice hearing your
Love
voice
you
again.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Joe, are you there? J-O.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
how do
here.
I hang up though?
Okay. So I'll just take you down.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi. Can you hear me?
kick from studio. I can hear you, Joe.
Okay. Nice to see you. I follow your show and I like your videos. They're very interesting.
Thank you
Um,
very much.
yeah. So I'm actually also Kenyan, but I live in Eastern Europe, and I just want to talk about this Ruto guy. So
Mm,
this guy, he's not new. I just want to correct also what the other Kenyan guy was saying before this lady came in. So this guy, he's not new in politics. He came in politics in 1992. He was an MP of his area, and
okay.
I know a lady who lives around that area, and the guy like never did anything for his area. So this lady was saying that she was even asking the villagers when he was running for president in 2022. She was asking the villagers like, "Oh, so how do you think Ruto is going to do?" And if you look at his face, the guy, I mean, the people in the village were not even so sure because their face were showing like, okay, he didn't really do anything for the village, so we're not sure how he's gonna do for our country. But Kenya is also quite a tribalistic country, so there's this thing of he's our kingpin, our man, so we just gotta vote for him. Um,
Mm,
the guy was actually accused of in 2007 there was a post-election violence, and he was accused of burning some people, actually mostly Kikuyus, in a church called Kiamba Church. I
for
wish
real.
my sister, yeah, I wish my sister was still here to talk about that. But anyways, he was sent to the ICC and he was acquitted. So fast forward, he became later on vice president. In 2017, he was deputy president, and Uhuru Kenyatta was president. Him and Uhuru Kenyatta did not become friends again. Uhuru Kenyatta united the country, Not even he really fought hard against this tribalism and all that stuff. So in 2022, Ruto became president. Now let me tell you why I think rigging has always been a case in Kenya. It's just that we don't like pay attention to it. When he
Okay.
became president in our election area in Nairobi, we call it Bomas, where they do the tallying and they show it on TV and all that stuff. The American ambassador called Whitman, she was there. Why she
Mm.
was there, I don't know. I mean, we don't know because this it's a Kenyan thing. We don't need any of these foreign people. But anyways, we believe she was there to make sure that Ruto gets it. So he got it, and he played this game of Pan Africanism. We need to de-dollarize and everything. So we were proud of him. We were saying, okay, we didn't think about the ambassador at that time, but we just said, okay, at least we have a chance now.
Yeah.
And like he just did a U-turn. In my life, I've never seen someone doing a U-turn. We got confused because on the podium, he's talking very Pan-Africanist and everything, but on
I
the
saw those
ground,
videos.
yeah, on the ground, like he doesn't walk the talk. We don't see what he's talking about, so we got confused. And now things became very hard in Kenya. Expenses became very hard, and tax became high. Now this is where the story comes in. Taxing was increased and increased, and then these politicians are living a very lavish lifestyle. Most of these MPs and these politicians, they were not elected, they were selected by him. There is a man who is a lawyer and is given position to be the MP for transport. How can you be a lawyer and you don't know anything about transport? Some of these MPs, by the way, they don't even have bachelor degree. And we told that to our president today. We were on Twitter with our president. They don't have bachelor's degrees and they are running
They
that
didn't go to
country.
uni. They're not graduates.
They're not graduates. So
But
these
did they
guys,
have like what do they call it in Kenya? Secondary school education.
yes, 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 they do the secondary school. That's why they
And they
stop.
graduated from that. They
Yes.
have okay.
So this man he's not bringing people who are qualified, who know how to do the work. He's just bringing his friends who don't know how to do the work. So tax is increasing. We're not seeing, we have no problem paying taxes. In fact, let us even pay the most tax in Africa. That's good because that will bring good revenue. I mean, our economy will grow. But why are we
Mm.
paying so much tax and we're not seeing results? And these politicians, Kenyans are we're living in a digital world now. When they're going, talking, campaigning, they're wearing watches. We're seeing it in these videos. Watches that are worth almost like 10 million Kenya shillings, 12 million Kenya shillings. Shoes that are worth more like 500,000 Kenya shillings. And then they're traveling and traveling, and they're traveling not to do business, to grow our economy and everything. They're
For
going to
leisure.
visit this lavish lifestyle. Now,
Mm.
coming now to this what's it called? This financial bill thing. When the thing was passing in Parliament, one thing that now really pissed Kenyans off is the IMF. Now, the IMF decided to help us with some loans. And now, if we don't pay back, that is why, okay, I don't trust America, Russia, China, I don't trust. I just wish we can be independent. I don't see why we need to rely on these east west, even with Korea, whatever. But the one I
Mm.
can say at least they tried, I don't trust them 100%, but at least they tried is China. Because China, you know, you give them loans and then they'll come and build roads and buildings and everything. Yeah, I know some people say that things are fake, they don't last, but at least it's something. Now with the IMF, they lend you a loan. If you can, this was the deal. If you can't pay back the loan, they will take some of our land. And if they take some of our land, we have to pay taxes. Now, can you imagine paying tax on your ancestral land? Now you have to pay taxes for your ancestral land. That means obviously it doesn't belong to you. So
Yeah.
now, we got freaked out. We said no, this is neo-colonization. This is the British took our land, we fought for it back, and now the West America, which is the new colonial whatever, is now coming to take it back. And
Mm.
another conspiracy theory about this, which I think is true, because Bill Gates also visited Kenya and met with Ruto and all this stuff. People are talking about him. It's actually in an article trying to put chips now in our babies. Basically, Kenya is now becoming the testing ground for Africa, for the West. You see, and this Ruto man is so ready to fight. I don't know why he's so ready to fight for the West, to just sell our land to the West. So now we fought for this financial bill. He said he won't sign it. He said he's going to reduce the taxes and everything. And one thing you need to know, like what my our sister was saying earlier, this man is a liar. He's so cunning. You know, he knows how to play mind games. This man,
Hmm.
I think he can even marry 10 women at the same time. He knows how to sweet talk and scam you and twist you, and you easily fall for it. And you know, he has this voice and this tone. So he has played that on us so much that even right now we don't even know if he's really not going to sign that thing, because the West is going to pressure him to sign it. The IMF. When I forgot to add, when they were in the parliament before it was stormed, check the videos. They're here on YouTube. Do you know that the IMF and the World Bank and the Congress people were there? Like eight, there were like eight of them and two black Americans. Those black Americans, those are just boules, sellouts. They were there to make sure that this thing will be passed. Why are these guys in Kenyan affairs? This is a financial bill, and before the financial bill, they're supposed to tell us, every African country, they're supposed to say, okay, for the financial bill, we're going to raise it this amount, and then this is what we're planning to do with this money. We want to build this, we want to do that, we want to do that. This government does not do that. And then they're inviting these IMF and World Bank and Congress people to be in the parliament to make sure that this bill is signed. I mean, come on, come on. And then this guy, like the only promise he's giving us, he's talking about jobs, but not jobs in Kenya. He wants to export us to mostly Qatar and UAE. I'm not even going to talk about what goes on in Qatar and Dubai. We all know what goes on. Why is he
We,
exporting us to go and develop another country? Which, and we know the jobs that are going to be there. It doesn't matter what degree you're going
that's
to be.
slavery. So
That's
so
slavery.
basically, he wants to sell Kenyan people into slavery.
Exactly. And we know we go there to only become watchmen or maids
Maids, yeah,
or cleaning the
those
streets. Or,
low level construction workers,
exactly. Instead of him saying,
farmers.
let me bring you jobs in Kenya so that we can export our products. You want to
Yeah.
export us to countries that you know that hate us and mistreat us. There's been so many stories how they treat, especially our African sisters there. I mean, come on. And then that's why the main reason for this financial bill, the protest was not actually for the financial bill. The slogan for the protest was, is, not was, is, Ruto must go. And that is why until now, the tension, okay, it has cooled down a bit because let me tell you, number one, Ruto unleashed, you know, he's a murderer. I've told you the history, how he's murdered our people. He has
Mm.
unleashed the police. You saw during the protest, the police butchered 22 of our innocent protesters. And I think right now, I think I heard yesterday like 30 something have died because more have died in the hospital with bullet wounds. He has unleashed those people to kill us. So things have come down a bit because the people who are outside peacefully protesting, they're suffering with post-traumatic disorder, PTSD. They were peacefully
Mm.
protesting and seeing people being shot and killed. Some are still healing with their wounds in the hospital. But people, the tension is still high. People are not giving up. They say they still want to fight again. And yeah, so this guy, we believe, was rigged in by the US. There is a plan, and you know, he had to get votes also and to get favors from us. He had to play this Pan Africanism hero and everything. And all of a sudden, the U turn, which was just
Mm.
interesting. So yeah,
So if this is the case now, how since apparently now Ruto is an example of people who can play this Pan African game just and try to sway us into believing that he is actually for the people when in fact he's not. How would we be able to now moving forward if this is a political stunt that they can pull how can we now moving forward as African people, sift through the lies and actually go to tell if this person is really who they say they are? Their past aside, of course, because now, we have to look at the
Hmm.
past of these people and their track record. Um, if this person, okay, go on.
Yes, it's hard because the good thing with our generation, in fact, those who were protesting, it was not only the Gen Zs. There were many, there were millennials, there were Gen X, but the Gen Zs are the ones who came up with the idea. These Gen Zs are living in they're very educated. This is not 1980s and 70s where we were fooled because most of us were not educated. Now people are
Yeah.
educated. People are, I mean, education, not education of these British systems in our school, whatever. We have the internet where we can do our research. People are now becoming more pro-black, pan-Africanist. So with the Gen
Mhm.
Zs, they are thinking. By the way, they're even many Kenyans are saying they're not waiting until 2027 because if it's been 2 years and already so much has happened, so much negativity has happened in 2 years. What will happen in 3 years? So some are saying
Yeah.
they want him to go. How so the Gen Zs want someone with a younger generation who is more aware because Kenyans are more aware now and they want they're coming away from this tribalism thing and we've realized that we're one people.
Mm.
Now trusting ourselves is a bit hard because Gen Z has also been what's the word, as in some of these Rutos people have come inside and they're spies. But that's our question because even Nana Akufo-Addo was also playing the same thing. You remember he also came in Pan Africanist and all these things, and see how
Yeah.
he has turned. So it's a war. It's a war, and yeah, we're still fighting it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joe.
Okay, thank you for having me. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. One theory is back, guys. And I'm just going to add that one last time and see if she'll be able to talk. And after how I'm going to be ending the live. So let's see.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hey, apparently I've been noticing over the years that there's black people that will do anything to impress non-blacks. Like I've seen it with my own two eyes. Like you know how they call people sir out of
Um,
respect.
First of all, one theory. You said you're Indian.
Yeah, I'm Indian.
Okay. Do you follow me on here?
Yes, I do very closely because I need to know everything because the safety and security of black people is tied to the safety and security of everyone else. Because if black people ain't safe, no one is safe. That's a fact.
Okay. So would you
Because
say you consider yourself like an ally or something?
I'm not an ally. I'm not an enemy. I'm just doing what I gotta do to spread the truth. The truth is, black people gave life to non-blacks, and they have every right to take it back. That's a fact. Like, there's no
Okay.
debating that. I mean, for me, what comes first is humanity, and without blackness, there is no humanity. Because blackness is next to godliness, and I support the truth. I
Okay.
support right over wrong. I don't take sides unless it's right over wrong. I support right over wrong.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it seems like there's really a lot you want to share with us and you were very persistent. So
Apparently, my mom doesn't want me to speak on the issues because they're very serious and people don't like to get exposed on this type of stuff.
okay, first
Sometimes
of
I
all, how
actually,
did you even know what issues we're speaking about on here first?
the Kenyan issue, like the taxes and everything, imperialism, colonialism. Apparently, this is a symptom of a worldwide disease created by white supremacy. And white supremacists do not come in one color, they come in many colors. Like, there's many people that practice the ideology that are not even white.
Okay.
Apparently, it's internalized hatred. Like the white people divide and conquer. Apparently, they just Apparently there's no saving the world. It's just save yourself. I'm in it for myself. Like, I'm not here to save black people. I'm here to save myself from God's wrath. Like, I'm just trying to do the right thing by raising awareness to what's happening. There's a conspiracy to replace the original people of planet Earth, and that's not going to happen on my watch, because I will raise awareness and I'll expose the people that hold such views in my community.
Okay, so are you saying you hold people in your community accountable when you come by them doing?
Yeah, I'll hold my community accountable, and I hope the other non-black communities hold their kind accountable. Like, I'm handling things on my end. Just make sure that you weed out the traitors on your end. Just like it's like, yeah, I hold it accountable, but there's traitors, is like insiders that are helping the outsiders do what they're doing to black people, and that's just wrong. Wrong is wrong, no matter who it's happening to.
I agree.
And apparently, it's just I can't live while people are just, well. Like, think about the Israel-Palestine conflict. Who started it? The U.S. and they wanted the resources. It's all about money and resources, first of all. And the funny part is, people say that they don't like black people, but the funny part is they originate from black people and they wish to look like them. Think about it. There's a whole obsession with black people. Like, people are obsessed with black people, but they would not say it. They would not admit it. And apparently, this is like pretty dangerous. I don't know how black people kept on surviving, but thing is, if this keeps going on, then the fate of humanity is near an end. You ever heard of the end times, the evil yugas, the millenniums?
Is it the religious kind of end time, or are you speaking about a different kind of end time?
Like the yugas, like the end times, the world ages. We live in the evil millennium. Back then, people used to be good, and nowadays it's just about money and everything. And as long as there's greed, there's a need for power, and as long as people want power, things like this will happen. So apparently, what we need is like turn U.S. into a democracy. Like, we shouldn't let Trump become president, because that could make things really bad. Because what happens in the U.S. affects the world. It's kind of true, but scary.
Hmm.
And the Democrats are trying to be moderate, but it's not helping either, because you if they stoop low, we go lower. Like that's the game plan. But if someone goes the lowest, what is lower than lowest?
I guess you send them to hell.
Nah, thing is, you have to play their game. Like, understand their psyche and everything, their modus operandi, like how they
Hmm.
operate. The more you understand how they operate, the more better you can protect yourself. I'm not saying retaliate. I'm just saying defend yourself. Maybe revenge is a form of defense, but that's another story, though.
Okay.
Apparently, it's just anti-blackness is a global thing. It's international. It's like they got a slur for every black person in every language. Like, think about it. Like like something is not right here. Like, it's like racism is a virus and people are infected by it. I mean, there is a cure, but it doesn't work on all people, though.
Who would you say it works on and doesn't work on?
The people that work on this cure are like people I would someone who I would trust to solve this problem. Someone who would cure this is like I would not put it in anybody's. I would just say if someone true enough rises up to call it out, somebody with a bigger platform, somebody with like more power, tells what's wrong and tells the truth. If someone is brave enough to do that, then they can solve that problem. Like, say, some world leaders or local leaders, anybody that points out the obvious will find a solution to this.
Okay.
And I think YouTubers like you are helping with that, but there needs to be some politicians that have to be influenced by the YouTubers. I mean, the internet is a good thing, but then there's people who use the internet for mischievous purposes, such as brainwashing the people against everything. Like the media does brainwash people against black people. Like think about it. The alt right media, like think about Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, all these white guys. They spew bullshit about every community on earth. So we need more YouTubers that speak for everybody, that speak for black people. Most importantly, we need more change. And change is not possible if you don't. You have to remove the snakes from the grass.
Mm,
Traitors on your side, and I'll remove the anti-blacks from my side if by raising awareness, by whistleblowing and exposing. Like pretty much anybody in power is kind of like that.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
I mean, there's no permanent solution, but what I can say is be aware, awareness, recognizing the problem, being aware of it, and taking initiative to solve it. I know it's easier said than done, but it has to begin.
Okay.
Apparently, apparently, it's just there's a lot of hate in this world. Well, I'm not saying combat hate with hate. I'm just saying trust less, do more. Like, don't trust everybody that says that they're now. Like, heck, don't even trust me because I could be doing this to save myself from God's wrath. Who knows? It's just what it is. It's like it's pretty traumatizing when you don't know who's your friend, who's your enemy. Apparently, that's pretty hard living with that reality. You don't know who's gonna come for you, who's gonna come at you. It's like there's a target on your back if you're black, and being non-black is kind of like a privilege in most societies, which I take for granted. But I'm going to use my non-black privilege for good. That's a promise.
That's nice. One theory.
Hmm. Like I got to do what I can do on my end. Just as they say, God helps those who help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if only we had more people like you.
Well, there's a lot of people like me, but we have to cover our identities because we could be in serious trouble with our own people.
Right.
Because if like in my community, there's a saying that if you help someone from another community, you are of that community. Like in their eyes, think about it.
What kind of
Like
help are we talking about? Like regular, you help the
anything.
old woman carry her bag or what?
Basically, some members of my community will call anyone a traitor. Like if you even so as so open a door at a store for somebody of another community, they'll say, "Why are you doing that? Why are you being nice to them? They're not your kind. Are you a traitor? Like what are you like?" People from non-black kinds, they often tell their own kind not to be nice to blacks, and anybody who refuses that narrative and is nice to blacks is seen as an ally, and all allies are seen worse than black people. Like non-black people know that their own kind are against them. The
So,
gods, yeah.
what if you do, help someone from a white community? Is there the same kind of stigma?
Apparently, apparently they don't have problems with white people because white people are the ones brainwashing them. They're like most of the world accepted the white man as their master, and that's a disaster. Like the ending is coming faster. Like they see the white people as superior, and they will listen and obey orders from white people, but they have an anti-black sentiment, and the white
No.
people will never accept them because to be honest, this is a well-known secret that Indians come from black people. Like they're the first race to come from black people, and white people will never accept Indians, no matter how much proximity they got to whiteness. Like that's something they got to learn. But then some radical people in my community are often stirring stuff up, brainwashing people. Ever heard of Hindutva?
No.
It's basically this ideology that all Hindus originated from white people and they should be loyal to white people, even though that's not true. They think that they're members of the Aryan race. You go Google that.
How do you spell it?
Aryan.
A no 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 the thing about the belief.
Hindutva. Hindutva.
Spell it again slower, please.
It's Hindutva.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, they believe they're an extension of the white race or the white family or the European family, the Aryan race. But that's not true because they come from Dravidians who come from Africa. Dravidians and Aryans mixed. But the funny part is they're technically black, but they act like they're white because they want to get approval. It's all about they want to prove their loyalty because who has all the money in the world?
Right.
Apparently, that's the funny part. And I don't know, like black people don't got no allies. It's sad.
Can I ask you how old you are, please?
I'm 19 at the time.
Okay.
Apparently, I grew up around a lot of black people, and they never seemed to trust me because of the actions of people of my community, and that's reasonable. That's reasonable. I wouldn't blame them if I were in their shoes too. It's just that people are like they're basically defaming the name of my community. People from my community that are anti-black. They're making us look like we're like that. They're selling everybody out. It's
I
like
want to ask you
anti-black.
something. Do you visit back home, India?
Yeah, I visited back home in India, and apparently Indians don't like darker skinned Indians either you obviously because they obviously see darker skinned Indians as bad. I look at India and there's a lot of colorism there.
Okay.
Yeah, I visited back home in India.
Um, like, do you know much about the black people that are in India? Because there's a black
Yeah, the
population, there's
Siddhis,
a
the
black population.
Dravidians, Andamanese Islanders, those are
Mhm.
three black people. The Tamils are technically black because they're Dravidian, Andamanese Islanders, and Siddhis. They're like the worst treated black people, and Dalits are their descendants. And they're treated so badly that me as a Brahmin, that I cannot imagine the suffering that they're going through. Like, how can I be sorry because I didn't experience that? Like, what do I know what they went through? Only they know. So they should tell their story because all I can say is I can't speak on their behalf, but all I know is really bad for them there.
Are you aware of their history and how they got there?
They got there through slavery and the slave trade, the Arab slave trade. The Arabs enslaved the actual Indians as well. The Arabs are basically a mixture of Europeans and black people too, but the Arabs did it enslaved the Europeans as well, but they mostly did it for money. They were enslaving people, trying to convert them to a false religion. It's not false, but it's kind of the you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they did it all because of financial gain. It's like the victim has always been black people and people that looked like they were black.
Okay. Thank you very much, 113. Do you have a conclusive statement, something else you want to add very quickly, so I
Yeah,
can add the last person before
yeah.
um
The conclusive statement is that let me I have to think this one carefully. The conclusive statement is that not all people are evil, but the majority of the world is evil. People who choose to do nothing about evil are more evil than the evil people themselves. Anyway, that's from me.
okay. Thank you very much for one theory. We appreciate you coming up. Um Thank you very much, the girl IRK. I appreciate you. Thank you. So I'm going to add a campfire and just stay for like maybe 5 minutes before I leave. I said I was going to leave here in 30 minutes time, but whoa. Hi, Akan.
Well, I'll go on African princess. Bless.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So
Um, yeah,
okay. We're going to keep this very quick, please, because I need to leave in a few minutes. So
yeah. Let me tell you. The title is about the consequences of living in a betrayal way. You feel me? Practically, that's what I get about it. And we are seeing the consequences of it. I mean, we have been living that way since the beginning of the invasion of Africa and colonization. We all have been living that way. So what the consequences is, people, Europeans get to feed themselves and build themselves um absolutely free, punitive, you feel me? And on our expense, then call us poor and put out pictures with children with flies on their faces and shit. You feel me? They make sure we stay undeveloped. You feel me? And
mhm,
and they give us Christianity and Islam to distract us and keep us docile. And now we are a set of people running around thinking somebody gonna come out of the clouds to save us from what we are supporting. You feel me?
mhm,
Because we are supporting it. The government is the people and the people is the government. You feel me?
mhm,
Jamaicans are very unfair people, typically thieves, all that. And same is the government. The government cannot be different from the people. So having those people and the Jamaican public is a set of white lovers and black haters, and they're black. So what happened is the government is the same way. So that's why there is no real, genuine benefits and intensifying of education and all that for the people to come and own the country. That's why these things are not there. And same with Africa. You feel me? Because we all are colonized people. We all have been taught to be white lovers. So what happened now in Africa is the government is all interested in private development and external development. They are not seeing African children as the real future leaders, and is they are not intensifying preparation of African children for these circumstances. You feel me? In what I mean is um what I mean is they not make you never hear like the government is all in favor of African children. Like no government ever be like, oh, we are in favor of African children. Well, this community, say Ghana or Niger children, and this is my term. My term is for the children this year, and we gonna make sure the children clean every day and look good every day and go to school properly. And you never hear these things. Like, people don't even run on these things. So what I'm trying to say to you is the people themselves have no interest in that really. So the people themselves is promoting the lack of um 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 attention to themselves because they don't pay attention to themselves. So therefore the government is one of them. So it's the same thing they learn. So the government, when the government comes, they in the same state of mind. So they what they do is have no, they know that okay, they want Europeans to have skyscrapers and Europeans to have luxury and all that, but they don't want it for the African people. And I'm talking about the government. Same with the Jamaican people. I make sure I blend the two because I don't want to be a hypocrite and be like, oh, my place is not the same. It is the same too. They have the same mentality. which is England and Europe, Rotterdam, and all these places, France. These are what's in our people's minds. You feel me? Jamaicans are trying to get visas, and Africans are jumping on the boat. But of course, it's Europeans who are censoring us from loving ourselves and loving them. You feel me? Love how European living. Love, I think European is kind because they give us food for the poor, and what they call it, help the children, and these little things. So we think they are nice, and these are the little face that Europeans put on. But they are the ones who is paying Muslim terrorists to destroy West Africa right now. They are the ones, European Union and America and France, they are the ones paying in cahoots with Muslim. That's Christian and Muslims in cahoots, paying Muslims to destroy West Africa right now. And all West Africans on the coast, which is Nigeria, Ghana, you better be worried, because if you don't support who is defending themselves now, you in problem too, because if they get defeated, they're coming for you next. You feel me? We're America, and where these Western countries gonna be running the country by proxy of Islamic um radicalism. You feel me? Or run the whole regions. They send in 4,000-5,000 men at the same time on Burkina Faso at one time. What type? Who has the finances for that type of stuff?
Sir,
Go
sorry
ahead.
for cutting you off, Mr. Khan.
But you
But
see what I'm saying, though, Miss
someone,
Evie.
yes, I get you 100%. But because I'm kind of like in a hurry and I want to let you, talk, and the last lady here talk. But I quickly want you to address this comment. This person has this question they are asking you here. They are asking, brother, you knock Jamaica's everyone are criminals. What kind of talk is that? Do you have a response to say to this?
I say only Rastafari is not a criminal in Jamaica. The rest of them is criminals, even the ones who are not doing crime, because they want the same lifestyle. They want the same lifestyle, and they don't want nothing to change. They want everybody to remain Christians, and when you remain Christians, you're a white loving person, and you are black hater, because there ain't no black loving promoted in churches in Jamaica, nowhere in Jamaica. And you all black, you need love. So what I'm trying to say is, if you want Jamaica to remain the same, that means you want young ladies to stay poor and become prostitutes. You want young men to have no other choice, because the government system pay no attention to them, and they become hooligans. That's what you're defending if what I'm saying is not true. Go ahead.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You are saying that basically the ideologies that comes with this belief system are anti-black, and because of these ideologies, they lead African people, black people, to do things that hurts our people, whether directly or indirectly. And because of this, you consider that to be criminal activities, even though they are not like on the streets hurting people. Their beliefs are hurting people, so that's criminal. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, we all act like we getting independence from Britain. It's not getting free from slavery. We all act like that's not the case. You feel me? And when we say we still with the British, that means we still have somewhat connection to the enslaver. Now our people want to be friends with them, including this little guy, whoever they is, bless. You feel me? They still want to be friends with the Europeans who enslaved you without no pay. They still want to be friends. They don't see anything illegal about what went on with them throughout the night before the 1960s, before we got our fake independence. They see nothing wrong with it. They don't see us as refugees in terms of um um POWs. They don't see us as prisoners of war. You feel me? They think this thing is legal. They think this thing is legal, where people slave people and then go about their business after they're rich and get away scotch free. That's what this Negro thing. Somebody has clipped his wing. Somebody has took his balls. You feel me? They don't know no history. They don't have. They think they're not supposed to stand up as a man. You feel me? That's why Jamaica is falling like that, because all we men do is fight black men. We are weak. We don't have no balls when it comes to Europeans and these people. Most Jamaicans, except Rastafari. It's Rastafari alone who stand up against Europeans and Europeans' philosophy and this government system that's in Jamaica, who have police draping us in our waist, in the streets, in the market streets, and making us and insulting us and degrading our manhood. Our own society, we are the citizens, and you degrade a citizen as if he's a nothing in the same society where he come from. I don't agree with none of that. Even in court, they drape black men. They only know how to disgrace black men in Jamaica. Listen, man, I don't deal with hypocrisy. That's why I speak this way, because they are a bunch of hypocrites. You feel me? Talking about where is good people in Jamaica? Huh? Who is good people? You mean the pastor who made blood sacrifice in Montego Bay? And he's a whole pastor, one of you, huh? And he's in cahoots with the government, and the government faked his death, bro. If you don't have nothing to say and don't know shit, shut up. Go ahead, Ivy.
I don't know. He probably didn't. He probably didn't mean it that way, though. And this is me playing devil's advocate. If
Yeah.
I want to say, if he has the time, maybe he can come up. But then again, to defend himself and where his perspective, where he's coming from. But I can't speak
Listen.
on his behalf, and I'm running out of time, so I can't exactly even invite him to come up
Okay,
now.
let me clarify. Let me
No,
clarify. You
okay.
have innocent people in Jamaica. Innocent, right?
Mm,
But only the under 12 is innocent in Jamaica. You feel me? But you have people who have never done any um crime that the government stipulate, right? But they bleach their skin, and they teach each other to bleach their skin. They discriminate on their own self and their own people. All these things are not against the law. You see what I'm saying, Evie?
mm-hmm.
Yes. Go ahead now, Evie.
Okay.
Let me
I
jump
want
off
to.
and don't keep up your precious time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining the live and sharing with us your thoughts. We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, Gail RK.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yes, I can hear you. What's up?
Hey, sorry, I'm not gonna scream because I'm at the office. But I wanted to just tell you this in person. I've been meaning to tell you for like months. Last year,
Mm-hmm.
early last year, a video of yours was shared in our family WhatsApp, my husband's family side. I think you were talking about religion or something with Christianity, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
they were so there. the comments were like, "Oh God, our youth," because they're Nigerian, right? So, like, our youth, God bless our youth, have mercy on them. Look how the youth are like lost or something. It was so funny because I just, the I'm like, this is how the old generation is looking at the youth that are opening up and like learning, right? That are
Mm-hmm.
open to learning. So it was really funny reading everybody's comments there. When they watched the video, they seemed like so heartbroken, but they're basically just hiding their head under the ignorance, right? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to congratulate you on like the work you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
sorry I'm coming at the end of your life. I had to like go back to the beginning of the life so I can catch what you were talking about. So,
All right.
but but yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Also just to add to like the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I'm just adding on to what this other sister. So I don't know how she identifies. How they identify. Sorry, I just like caught her like I caught them like just talking about the one that was in UK, and they said like that how they
Photo
get
roll.
pissed.
Mm.
Yeah, how they get pissed, like how like we get um surprised by things that keep happening every time, and we just keep like being surprised by it. That's
Mm.
us. Like a black person is the only person who is okay with things. The same thing keep repeating. The same mistreatment keep happening to them. And when you
Yeah.
saw the video of the police officer at the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
all I kept remembering was this. I think is a soldier or this police officer in US when George Floyd died, and like there were marches, protests,
Mm-hmm.
and they zoomed into this police officer. Even though he was keeping the peace, he was mumbling to himself like, no justice, no peace. So when the protesters were saying no justice, no peace, he was just like mumbling with them together, even though he was, keeping the peace and protecting and like working for the government at the point, basically, right? But
Yeah.
you could see he was one with the people.
Yes.
So it's just sad. And then did you hear of this? I think this Caribbean leader, I can't remember where it was, Jamaica or one of these Caribbean leader, and he was saying that Chinese man told him that the black race is the most stupid race on stupid race of this. He called it the stupidest of the races or something like that.
I saw it on
Because of the
TikTok.
way we treat each other. I would like to hear I'm looking forward to your video on that. So
Mm.
anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I saw that video on TikTok. It was I think
Right?
I think I'll make a video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me not take too much of your time.
All right. Thank you very much. I've been here for over 2 hours. I really need to get going.
Sorry. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. See you next time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this was fun, and it was educating as well. But unfortunately, I have to go now. My goodness, I look a mess. I look crazy. I need to go bathe, eat. It's late. My goodness. And you know, turn in for the night because it's past 9. This is almost 9:30 p.m. But this was fun. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Tete Perry. Thank you, Sheila Taylor. Thank you, Ethoflix. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. I will be catching you guys next time. And yeah, at this junction, I say bye bye.